you became a teacher, what was the one thing you wanted to pursue as a career?
Well, fun fact, I went to school for forensic science at the University of Tampa, and then I realized about like halfway through that I didn't want to work in a lab. I didn't know, I took a forensic science class in high school and I loved it. So I wanted to take that's what I decided I wanted to pursue, but I didn't know like the details of it, which is why I try so hard to like explain that to my students beforehand. But yeah, I failed I got a D in organic chemistry 2. It was the hardest class I've ever taken. And I said, no, this might not be for me. And so I switched to criminology and criminal justice. I got a master's degree in that as well. I ended with a minor in chemistry still. Ultimately, I wanted to help people get out of prison, but I couldn't really find my way into that path with like restorative practices quite yet. And so I figured school to prison pipeline, let me try and help kids while they're in school. And then I ended up being able to teach forensic science, and I just found that I really loved it.
So, Ms. Maglio, really quickly,
yes.
Can you just kind of talk about what you're doing outside today?
So we are trying not to burn the school down. We're doing an arson project. So they've been building their like little structures. So the guidelines, it had to be a 2-story structure made out of like cardboard. They have popsicle sticks. They made a McDonald's. It had to be 2 stories. They had to
Very nice.
It had to have at least 3 windows. It had to have a door, furniture, a body. And so the idea is that we're hiding accelerant, a small tiny bit of accelerant in a certain part of the structure, and then the other groups have to figure out where that fire started. So it's just kind of seeing burn patterns and how a fire investigation works. So today they get to burn those structures that they spent all week building.
How many years have you been here at Riverview?
It's my 2nd year at Riverview.
What is your position here?
Oh, I teach forensic science 1 and forensic science 2 honors this year. So forensic science 2, I have almost all the same kids I had last year, which has been really, really fun.
So aside from teaching, do you assist in any clubs, sports, etc.?
So I did coach cheerleading last year, and then this year I took on as the sponsor for 2 clubs. They wrote me into, the kids are great, they wrote me into being the sponsor for mock trial and then junior steering as well. And mock trial has been super, I like it way more than I thought I was going to, and it's been super fun. But yeah, it's been great.
Oh, it's gonna blow. Yeah, it's gonna, yeah.
Fucking skull on fire.
Don't get too close to it, back up.
It's warm.
Everyone's fingers are oh, hell yeah. That's really
Oh, you just use the hose.
Oh my god, that burns.
Be a pizzeria.
Alright, watch out.
Oh, no.
This building right here is one of the most legendary Shark TV members of all time, Kenneth Haystack.
Yeah, Kenny!
Oh, it's gonna. Oh, Tim.
That one wasn't it?
The first one was really good.
Alright.
Yeah, that's about the right thing.
Nah.
Okay, I might put this one out if it doesn't start going crazy in a second.
Give it like a minute. Maybe it'll go up in flames in a second. Like maybe.
Okay, I'll let her cook.
You should like let it go out.
So we talked about, what you guys are doing today. What do you want the students to gain from this experience?
Well, I kind of, with my class, I try to apply like real world, just like real world applications to it. So in case any of them are interested in going to forensics, they can figure out whether they liked fingerprints the best. They could be a fingerprint examiner. If they think arson investigation is really cool and decide that's what they want to go to, I try to give them a feel for what it's really going to be like. And I try to make my labs like as realistic as you possibly can in a high school setting. this way they can kind of decide if this is something they really want to do. They could see what niche they would fit into.
This will be the last question we have for you today. Do you have any advice for the students here at Riverview who are interested in taking forensic science?
Well, I always ask kids, are you sure? Because I think what a lot of kids don't realize is that forensic science, if you're going to be a forensic scientist, you're going to be in the lab. So a lot of kids think that they're going to be doing the entire investigation. They're going to go do, look at the crime scene for evidence, and they're going to go take it back to the lab, and they're going to follow that investigation. What they don't realize most of the time, and that's what I try to preach in my class, is that everything is kind of segmented. So if you want to be a crime scene investigator, you're essentially crime scene cleanup. So you go in, you find all the evidence, you package it, and then you're basically cleaning up the crime scene and sending that evidence off to the lab. You don't really find out what happens to it after that. Then if you're a forensic scientist, you're usually specialized in the lab, so you don't do everything, and that's why when we have our different units, I try to really give kids a taste for what it's going to be. Really, my goal is to make them as knowledgeable about it before they start to take that leap. And also they have to either like chemistry or biology a whole lot, because let me tell you, those chemistry classes, I'm like, oh, I'm smart. High school was easy. I went into those chemistry classes and I cried a lot. So try to be super realistic there.
Well, that's all we have for you today, Ms. Maglio. Thank you for letting us have the opportunity to sit down and talk.
Oh, thanks for coming. I'm so happy I got my close up.